But in today's educational news, bit of a non-story, but we'll talk about it anyway because I'm always interested to hear your views. School summer holidays in England should be cut to 4 weeks, a report says. I'll say it's a bit of a non-story because how many times do we have the same conversation about this? And ultimately it distracts from the real issues facing education, which is the recruitment and retention. England should ditch its school calendar, which is stuck in place since Victorian times. Well, why would we change that when the whole curriculum is stuck in Victorian times? But it's saying a shorter summer holiday and longer half-term break should improve the lives of pupils and teachers, according to a new report. I don't know if I'm convinced by that. The proposal says the 6 weeks in summer should go down to 4, while half-term breaks in autumn and winter should be extended from 1 week to 2. But I think the winter break, Christmas, is already 2 weeks, isn't it? The autumn break, 1 week to 2, maybe. But here's the thing with having a 4-week summer break. That's going to hike holiday prices up even more because it shortens that window, meaning everyone's going to try and get away in those 4 weeks, which means prices are going to shoot through the roof. And let's be honest, if you are a teacher, if you work in a school, you know you never have the full 6 weeks off. There's maybe a week, 2 weeks of that break that you use to sort yourself out, make sure everything's ready for the start of the school year. So actually that's probably going to see those 4 weeks cut down to just 2. And I'm sure this video is going to invite all those people who have never worked a day in education to comment on how many holidays teachers get, which if that's the case, by all means, mate, come and join the profession. We are desperate to get more people in this job. You know, the arguments are put forward for why this might be a good thing. Having a longer February and October half term would give much needed time during most grueling parts of the academic year. Definitely understand the argument about how lost learning can happen over summer for students from disadvantaged backgrounds or students with additional learning needs. It seems teachers themselves are split with this. 33, a third, say that they'd keep the 6 week break. 35 said they'd shorten it to 5 weeks. 29 said they'd reduce to 4. I'm being honest, as a teacher, those summer holidays are one of the biggest perks of the job when it is so full on and consuming. I always remember when I did a course once and I asked teachers to share the reason why they chose teaching as a career, and one person just replied with August. Again, not that I think this is going to change, but a big argument is around childcare for parents who are working and they can't take that time off. And I really think, not just with this issue, but, you know, absence and parents taking kids out of school during term time for holidays. I think there's a bigger issue here around the whole workplace culture with parents. You know, it's almost as if there's this mentality now, because I think back to when I was at school, there was no breakfast after school clubs. That wasn't a thing. It's sort of creeped in over time where there's almost this mentality that for you to be a successful parent, you've got to work, you've got to have a job. But workplace culture now, rights for you as a worker have eroded. So 0-hour contracts, the fact you've got your emails on your phone and you can never switch off. And as soon as you're not pulling your weight at work, they'll replace you with someone who does. So you've now got to dedicate more time and work more overtime to do the job. And it's almost as if for you to be a successful parent now, you have to spend the least amount of time with your children. So quality family time is so limited. That's what encourages parents to then take time out of school to go on the holiday, knowing that's the only time they're going to get to do so. That, I think, needs addressing. I know a lot of families rely on grandparents helping with wraparound care, but even that's a struggle for a lot of families because grandparents can't even retire now till they're well into the 70s because that age keeps getting lifted. There's no way I'm going to be able to carry on teaching till I'm in my 70s. It ain't going to happen. There's no way. I mean, in France, this is why we've got to take a leaf out of France. France, they turned around and said you're going to have to work till you're 62, and France nearly burnt down. Whereas in England, we just continue to nod along, going, okay, what you're going to make it 72? Why not round it up and go to 75? But as I say, I do think it's a bit of a non-story, but it does open up an interesting discussion, and I welcome your thoughts on this, both as a parent or as a teacher, and let me know in the comments.